My mother has been insufferable. She wanted to ambush my girlfriend.
What is she in the Navy SEALs?
I, 24 female, have a complicated relationship with my mother, 50 female, who constantly has my life under a microscope despite not relying on her since my late teen years. I kept limited contact through college, and trying to make amends with her these last 2 years is incredibly frustrating as she believes she still has power over me and my life. By the way, this comes from user Chaotic Imp, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. Although our past disputes aren't necessarily related, she has been wildly hateful to me in the past about being a sapphic, despite being completely fine with other queer communities besides sapphics. Because of this, I didn't inform her of my 4-year relationship with my girlfriend, 26 female, until early July this year when we were moving apartments. We U-hauled and have been quote-unquote roommates for the last 4 years to her knowledge. She didn't react or say anything when I told her, and barely acknowledges it if I ever bring our relationship or my girlfriend up. My siblings, grandparents, and extended family all adore my girlfriend, so in my mind, when my grandparents invited us, I had no thought in my mind my mother would cause such a nightmare for me because of it. I had mentioned to my mother that my girlfriend was coming for the holidays, and she didn't say anything. Due to a change in my travel plans, I have to drive her down with her, so I texted asking which car we were taking so there'd be enough room for my partner and I as well. She proceeds to spam text me, telling me that if my partner comes, she, quote, can't be herself and say whatever she wants, doesn't feel comfortable wearing pajamas around her, and wants it to just be about family and not about her, and then proceeds to send me links about breaking up before the holidays. Neurotic. I asked my grandparents what to do because unfortunately my mother, their child, is the type of person that when she's unhappy, everyone else has to suffer with her. So if my partner comes and my mom is unsufferable, it will very likely unalive everyone else's chance at enjoying the holiday. I'm talking like hissy fits, starving herself, taking off when things don't go her way, etc., etc. My grandparents advised me just to have my partner sit this one out for the sake of allowing everyone a chance to enjoy the holiday season. But they do agree my mother is selfish. However, there isn't much they can do about her being emotionally volatile. I give them some grace as my grandfather is recovering from heart surgery, so truly, if any stress can be avoided, it's for the best. So I had already given my girlfriend a warning earlier this week and broke the news to her today that she's not going to be able to come to hopefully preserve any ounce of normality I can with my mother. My girlfriend is understandably angry and disappointed with me for not standing my ground. It hurts that she can't empathize with me on this, but I really don't want to cause extra stress on this trip. It really stinks because I was very excited to have my girlfriend spend the holidays with my family, only for one person's unhappiness to ruin everything. Is there anything I can do to make everyone happy? And there is an update here. Due to getting violently ill over Christmas, my partner and I did not attend the original trip. Despite my mother, 50 female, initially uninviting my girlfriend, she reached out in mid-February about visiting my grandfather in his 70s as he is still declining in health, and invited my girlfriend along too. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was under the impression that this was an olive branch after her behavior surrounding the Christmas trip. Unfortunately, within 48 hours, my mother went full-blown nuclear. On the first day with my grandparents, she loudly and openly crap-talked me, saying I have no ambitions and am wasting my life away. I minimized most opportunities to talk to her that day. On the second day, she refused to engage in conversation with almost everyone and kept walking off and doing her own thing, which wasn't unusual. I had no way of foreseeing how this day would escalate. That evening, my grandparents wanted to go out to dinner, but my mother claimed she was, quote, allergic to restaurant air and opted to stay behind. Out of the blue, in the middle of dinner, I got an urgent text, quote, your mom is effing crazy. Call me, from my best friend and roommate, sent to both me and my partner. Apparently, my mom had called my best friend to crap talk my partner, calling her an abusive, controlling, Bible-thumping, hateful, heavy-drinking bigot. She pieced this together from my girlfriend saying she wishes I would put myself out there because I deserve a better job, having horrible religious trauma, feeling that the Amelia Perez movie diluted the trans experience, and having maybe 2 high noons. How that translates in my mother's mind is beyond me.
Hey, you want my daughter to, stand up for her value and, get a better job and everything? You bigot.
You are a monster. According to my mother, my girlfriend is awful and, quote, dimming my light. She said something to the effect that my girlfriend is making me an uglier, worse person to control me and trap me in a relationship. She even went so far as to threaten my best friend, saying she'd call my father, whom she hates and who has never been a presence in our lives. My best friend, trying to placate my mother, said that there was nothing to be worried about and that the ideas she made up about my partner were entirely baseless, but my mom escalated further, threatening to make the car ride home miserable. Quote, if she, my girlfriend, doesn't talk to me, it's gonna be a long car ride for her. I can't bite my tongue any longer. Props to my bestie. She had the foresight to record the last 20 minutes of the hour-long phone call, so I got to hear the unhinged nonsense straight from the horse's mouth. At first, I was absolutely stunned that my mother would call my best friend because they don't even talk, which crossed so many boundaries in and of itself. But the next day's 12-hour drive home loomed over me. I couldn't put myself or my girlfriend in a position to be yelled at for hours. At a loss on how to proceed, I immediately told my partner and my grandparents. They were stunned, but no one was exactly shocked given my mother's track record. After talking through my options, I spoke with my mother that night. She was completely unhinged. And I told her that if she has problems with me, the people I choose to spend my time with, or what I choose to do, she should talk to me about it. Instead, she mostly talked over me, accused me of reporting my family to CPS as a child, which I didn't, claimed I made up a history of her being a and completely avoided discussing what she said about my partner. I corrected her on the insane accusations, but she never once apologized for what she said about my girlfriend. Afterward, I spoke with my girlfriend, and neither of us felt safe driving back with her, especially since my mother ended our conversation by threatening to, quote, pop off if I said something she didn't like. We decided to avoid staying in a hostile situation for 12 hours by renting a car, especially because we both had to work the next morning, and my mother had already mentioned stopping at multiple places along the way. When I tried to bring it up, I first asked Mom about our travel plans, hoping to ease into the conversation. Despite a decent conversation beforehand, she got totally offended that I even asked about the trip back. I started by simply asking if she still planned to make stops, and she immediately snapped. Don't effing ask me what I want to do. I'll do whatever I want. I'll stop if I want to stop. Don't ask me about crap like that. Awesome. Trying to de-escalate, I explained that I was curious because my partner and I had work in the morning, to which she snapped, no dip, no duh, no doy, duh. At that point, my grandfather stepped in and said point blank, the girls want to take a rental car home because they need to get back and don't think they can stop, but they were scared to talk to you.
Nice one, Grandpa.
Oh, Gramps, no! You've opened Pandora's box.
Pandora's
Gramps.
box.
No.
We are about to crash out in all directions conceived in the universe.
Honestly, I'm thinking that if I was put in this situation, I'm Irish goodbying for sure. Immediately upon hearing this, she turned to me and spat. You're disgusting. I invite you to come with me, and you don't have any respect for me. You're a liar. I said I didn't want to stop anywhere. But even if I did, you knew going into it, you went behind my back. I don't even want to look at you right now. And then she stormed off, slammed the door, and left the house. My grandfather was so done. He packed us up in minutes and took us straight to the rental car service. It was heartbreaking to have such an abrupt end to what was supposed to be a nice long weekend with my grandparents, but unfortunately this is nothing new. I haven't heard from my mother since we left. We're still on the road, 6 hours left. My brother spoke to her, and apparently I've been disowned because I took things too far. And you know what? By the way, you can take things, namely yourself and your ears, and you can take them over to your podcast platform of choice, and you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify or iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts, literally wherever you listen to podcasts, search OK Storytime, and you can have it all.
Wow.
Right there in the palm of your hand. My grandmother also spoke to her and said that my mother had changed her plans and scheduled work for herself in the morning. She apparently was planning to drive straight home, but she never told anyone that. She also insists that she didn't say anything offensive about my girlfriend, which is ridiculous. There's no way she thought my best friend and I wouldn't tell my girlfriend exactly what she said. My grandmother and all but one of my siblings disagreed with my decision to leave in a rental and think I made the situation worse. Wow. Okay, so you've got grandma and everyone but one sibling.
Yes.
All of those people have worms in their brain.
I don't know. Like, I don't even know if you should do this, but I would just be compelled to go to them and ask, do you want to continue to suffer under the insanity of my mother? Is that what you want to continue doing? Like, how are we not at least addressing the real issue here?
Right.
How?
Which is mom.
Not me.
But see, I have a feeling it's because they might not be having these issues.